called us some weeks.
I talked to you last week. Shush.
Okay, a week.
You're on
Sure.
YouTube
Lovely.
Live.
Lovely. Doesn't her hair look great?
Does. All right.
We're live, right?
There we go. Here we go. 7 minutes. Look at. 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 Look at.
Rising
Look at this.
fast.
Look at this. Look at this. Woo! Happy Tuesday. Where are all the smiling faces? There's page one. Thank you, Ellen. Rebecca, fantastical. Big smiles. Come on, Kathy. I know you got one. You always do. Case days. I seen you. Whoop, whoop. Thank you, Pat. Angie, beautiful. Let's go. Woof. I love Tuesdays. Love seeing all your smiling faces.
Cousin's smiling up there too.
Excelente. All right. Welcome, everybody. This is RRR247 podcast episode 20. RRR247 podcast episode 20. We're rolling. A lot of great things happening. We just had a couple of good conference calls with the leadership and Rory and just looking at all the tools and fine tuning and repeating. And what does Rory always say? Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And we're just getting great momentum with everything that we have right now. So I want you guys, let me see how many new people we have in here. You new? Raise your hand. This one, not the mechanical one. I'll see you. Fantastic. I see some new faces, people I haven't seen before. Great, 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 great. Where's my buddy Winston? He's over there on the second page. What are you doing way over there, man? Okay. I'll drag you back over to the first page in a minute. All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. If you're brand new, I want you to write this down, okay? First of all, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. But now I want you to write this down. Never miss a Tuesday night call. If you've been here for more than 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you know that it's never the same thing. It's always going to be something good. There's some training coming your way. There's some good information coming your way. Rory's going to share some golden nuggets. He's going to share some additions. He's going to share momentum. He's going to share a lot of great things. I want you to understand Tuesday night is the big office meeting, right? Also, what happens on Tuesday night, any big announcement, all the important stuff. If they're going to add something to the system to help you make more money, to help you grow, hit your goals, expand to another country, whatever your goals are, that'll always be happening on a Tuesday night, never any other night of the week. You never know who's going to be introduced. You never know who the guest speaker is. You never know what's going to be shared. I promise you every Tuesday night is going to be filled with something, several things, but even there's only one thing that makes a big difference in your business to help you get to the next level, to help you increase your income, to help you go into a new country, to help you understand a product, a tool, something that we're working with or marketing. All that stuff is taken care of on Tuesday nights. There's extra training on from different leadership on Thursday nights, and Roy does in-depth training on Saturday, but Tuesday night is when all those announcements are going to happen. You never want to miss those. And what else happens on Tuesday night, Linda?
Get to meet all the new people.
New family members, new team members every Tuesday. It's beautiful. We have anywhere between 10 and 30 new people joining the team. And actually, that number is getting higher and higher as summer progresses. It's like 20 to 30, but I'll keep saying 10 to 30 brand new people joining the team every week. That doesn't happen because you're just playing around. That doesn't happen unless you're doing everything right. That doesn't happen unless everything's in place for people to succeed and have the ability to invite 10 to 30 brand new people to the team. It's happening because everything is happening the right way, the way it's supposed to be, the ultimate design, and it's a beautiful thing to be a part of. So now's your chance. If you're brand new, I know we just only got a couple minutes left. Sorry about that. If you're brand new, we want to hear from you. Whoever got you here would like to know you made it on. Rory wants to hear your name for the very first time. If you're new, click on the little microphone in the lower left-hand corner of your screen, or you can hold down your space bar on your keyboard like a walkie-talkie and say hello. And don't forget to tell us what state you're calling in from, and welcome to the call.
Harry from Michigan.
Harry from Michigan. Welcome, sir. Glad you made it. Welcome to the team.
Hi, I'm Deanna, and I'm in
Hi, Deanna.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville, Kentucky's in the house. Thank you, man. Glad you made it.
Welcome, Deanna. Thanks for coming. You'll enjoy it.
Who else is out there? Who else is brand new? Didn't get a chance last week.
It'd be Martin from Virginia.
Martin from Virginia. Welcome, Martin. Glad you're here. What part of Virginia, by the way?
Fredericksburg.
Fredericksburg. Beautiful. Used to drive up through that countryside all the time. Leaving Yorktown, go heading toward Buffalo.
Yes,
All
sir.
the way up, right up through there. Route 17. My favorite place to stop and grab lunch. All right. Welcome. Glad you made it.
Hi, Martin.
Welcome, everybody. Go ahead, Francis.
Hi, Francis.
Welcome, Martin. Thanks for showing up.
Fantastico. All right. And again, welcome, everybody. This is RRR247, episode 20. Episode 20. Write that down, because you never know when you want to recall something somebody said. And if you got episode 20 at the top of the page, then you're going to be able to find it even easier. Or something Rory might share, something anybody said in here or shared with you. There's a lot of great things happening right now. I mean, a lot of momentum and a lot of excitement in the team. And you're going to hear that with just about everybody that you talk to or hear from, or hear on a video, or hear in a training, or hear in a study hall, or hear anywhere. A lot of great things happening. We got a lot of people moving pretty quick. We got a lot of brand new rank advancements in the instructor levels. There's a lot of just so many good things happening all at the same time. It's hard to focus on just one or two. But we also have, I want you to write this down. Never miss Tuesday night call. It's the most important night of the week. The big announcements are on Tuesday. Everything you need on Tuesday. Anytime Rory and Chen, you're going to add something to the system to help you make more money, help you grow, help you expand, help you get into another country, whatever it is you're trying to do. It's always going to be launched for you on Tuesday night. And you never want to miss that. You want to put it into motion as fast as you can. So what else happens on Tuesday night is we get to meet all the brand new folks, like we just heard from 3 or 4 brand new people. And I'm going to have to call last call right now. I know that was short, but we got to do it. So if you're brand new, we love to hear from you. The person who got you here would love to know you made it on. Rory gets to hear your voice for the first time, then watch for your name, right? Click on that little microphone in the lower left-hand corner of your Zoom screen, or hold down the space bar on your keyboard while you're talking. Say hello, and don't forget to say what state you're calling in from, and welcome to the call. All right, anybody in chat, Linda?
I can go again. Like I said, Martin from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Thank you, Francis.
Martin, you're here again. Fantastic. Twice in your first week. I love it. All right, we're going to go ahead and hit some. Well, there's a lot of people still trying to come in, huh? Okay.
They're working on it.
All right. Well, we'll just give them another minute. It's still last call. I do have to call last call, but if you're brand new, whoever got you here would love to know you made it on. And you get to announce your name, let Rory hear it for the first time. That's a great thing always. So if you're new this week or last week, and you didn't get a chance to say hello last week, click on that little microphone in the lower left-hand corner. Don, really good to see you. I haven't seen that face in probably about 10 or 15 years. How you doing? All right.
Greg says Harry, but I don't know where Harry's from.
I think Harry got a chance to say hello earlier. He was the first one to say hello.
Harry?
Hello, I'm from Flushing, Michigan.
Flushing, Michigan. Fantastic. Welcome. Glad you made it.
Hello. I cannot show my face, but I'm Ferial from California.
California's in the house. Thank you, ma'am. Glad you made it.
Thank you.
Hi there, John Shepherd from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Salt Lake City, Utah. Where have I heard that? I think I've been there before. Welcome, man. Glad you made it. Yeah, I might have visited there once or twice. Go ahead, Patricia.
I'm not that new, but I'm calling in and say hi to everybody. Patricia Tandy from New Jersey.
New Jersey's in the house. Thank you. Welcome, man. Glad you made it.
Hello, Sonita from Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Fantastic. Welcome. Glad you made it. Welcome to the
Thank
team.
you.
Hi, I'm Ellen.
Go ahead, Jem. Go ahead. We hear you. Jem 40. Go ahead, Deli.
Hi, it's Billy from Massachusetts.
Massachusetts representing. Fantastic. Welcome. Glad you made it.
Thank you.
I've heard great things about you already. Can't wait to meet you personally.
Me too.
Hi,
Thank you.
Hi, I'm
Jem,
Ellen from the West Coast, Florida.
the West Coast of Florida. Welcome, Ellen. Thank
That's
you
right.
very much. Florida's representing now. Here we go.
Hey, welcome.
Hey, now
Hey,
we've got a new person on our team. Rebecca was putting him in the chat. John is with us for the first time tonight. That's her student.
All right, Don. Did it say where he's from?
John. I'm
All
not
right,
sure where he's from.
fantastic. Welcome anyway. Welcome to the team. Doesn't matter where you're from. We love hearing different states. We love seeing the spreading all over the country. We love that too. But we love every state in this union. So that's not critically important. It's just good to hear. But welcome anyway. And I think that was
Hello, I'm Satoria from Florida.
Florida start. Here they come. Here come all the Floridians. Look out. Fantastic. Welcome. Whoop, whoop. Go ahead. Anybody else?
It's Dysel Hinkle from Eastern North Carolina.
North Carolina's in the house. Thank you, sir. Glad you made it.
Hi, Lucy, New York, Brooklyn, New
Lucy?
York.
Lucy from New York. Welcome, Lucy. Glad you made it.
Hello, I'm Hafsa from New York.
I'm from New York. Look out. New York's trying to compete with Florida here. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit some buttons. It's 6 minutes after, guys. I know we got started late. I know Zoom was being difficult, let everybody in late. So apologize for the 6 minute delay, but we're going to hit some buttons so we can get going. I got to click on that one, then click on that one, and we are rolling. So welcome, everybody, to the RRR247 episode 20. We are doing amazing things right now. And if you're brand new, there's no better time than right now to join and become part of this, because we've got this unbelievable momentum. We're into summer, which is our favorite time of year. So everybody's home, even the teachers are home. And we're talking to everybody from every occupation that you can imagine, because they're looking for a better way, right? Everybody's looking for a better way to earn money, or just stay home and earn money. And we've got a growth curve. Is it a growth curve? It's more like a hockey stick, because we were going real slow like this. My hockey stick was always a little bit bent anyway, Joel. And then that shoots straight up, right? Got a lot of momentum that's what's happening. And that's happening because we're doing a lot of great things and doing everything the right way. Really taking care of people, making sure that everything is in place that they need to be successful. Rory's and Tanya's main goals every day are to look through the whole business structure and listen to what everybody's doing and saying, and try to find any friction points that are possible, taking the friction points out of the way so make it easier and better for you. Any roadblocks, they're going to handle it. It's a business like you've never seen before. I promise you that. Even if you think you've seen one similar to it before, once you take a full look at this, you're going to realize you've never seen this before, because there's a lot of things happening here that are not happening anywhere else, because Rory and Tanya are the only ones that I've known for 34 years that have been able to figure out the key components to help you succeed and get a hand up in life like nobody else has. So my name is Niall. I live in Central Florida. Why I get so excited when I see all the Floridians logging in. It's a good thing to see. And listen, I've been in the industry for 35 years now. I've known Rory and Tanya. I've worked with them for 32, 33 of those 35 years. And it's been fantastic. I'm an ex-carpenter from Western New York. And I mean, I actually started off in the world working when I was like 14 years old. I started with a landscaping company that my uncle owned. And then I didn't like, I got tired of the dirty hot summers in Western New York, and I decided to go to work for my grandfather, swinging a hammer and doing all that kind of stuff. And he taught me a lot. When my uncle took over the business, we were doing really good. I worked for my uncle, swinging a hammer, building homes all over Williamsville and Buffalo area, and Deepview, Lancaster, Cheektowaga, all through the Western New York, all the surrounding cities of Buffalo. And I had a blast. I loved it. I love building homes. But one day I had a really bad accident and messed my back up pretty good. And I had a doctor in the family tell me, you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to be crippled on the front porch in a rocking chair by the time you're 40 years old. And I thought, when I seen that picture in my head, I went, that just doesn't sound like me. And it doesn't sound like it's going to be fun. So I got to figure something out. I decided as an adult to go back to school and learn a whole new career. And what I chose was aviation, because aircraft were always a passion of mine. I went back to school to get my A&P license, airframe and power plant, and get an associate's degree in avionics. But it was while I was in school, guys, that I found this. That's when I was introduced to it. So I've looked at this industry many times before, like some of you probably have. And I never really seen the big picture. It didn't look like a career move for me, right? I used to call it weekend money or mad money, extra money. Never seemed to be that career move that got my attention. But when I took a good look while I was in school, I seen something for the very first time. I looked at things a little differently, I guess, because I was back in school. Before school, I was working 16, 17, 18 hours a day. Barely got home in time to see the kids or have dinner with them. Usually give them a kiss on the forehead, tell them to go to sleep, go to bed, and get up tomorrow and do it again, right? While I was in school, doing 16 credits a semester and did as much side work as I could in the evenings, again, I was missing my kids. So when I seen this business with different glasses, with different lenses that day, I thought, I think I could make an extra 500 or $1,000 a month doing this. And that'll help me spoil the kids a little bit more on the weekend, right? That was my number one driving force. I just want to get involved to make a little bit of extra money to spoil the kids more on the weekend while I was in school. I did that. I decided that I was going to give it a lot of effort. I kind of pour myself into anything I do. I take pride in what I do, and I work really hard at what I do. And this industry was no different. I worked, as much as I could, and I hit my goal the first month. And I thought, wow, that was interesting, exciting, fun. Made a little bit extra money to spoil the kids. Well, if I could do that, I could double that the next month just by repeating what I did the first month and maybe putting a little more effort into it. And I did that. I hit my goal again. And I thought, there's something really interesting here, and I got to dive deep into this and really figure it out, because I see a lot of other people making incredible incomes, and I want to know how they're doing it, because I see what I did in the first 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. And they were just doing, 10 times that, 100 times that, some of them. So I found a group of people that I could go kind of pick their brains a little bit. I drove about 4 hours away from where I was living in Pennsylvania at the time. And I went over there to, listen and learn to be a student, be a sponge. I walked in the room. I seen a whole bunch of people walking in the front of the room, and they're all holding up a copy of their check like this, right? And they're showing everybody the kind of incomes that they were making every single month. And I thought, wow, that is just unbelievable income. I never knew anybody that was making that kind of income. And as each person walked through the room, they came across in front of me, because I stood up right in their path and I shook their hand and thanked them for telling their story. That kind of got them used to my face, because later I knew I was having dinner with them and I was going to pick their brains as much as I could. And I did. So later on, I walked up to each person that I seen earlier, and I asked all of them, similar questions, kind of try to find that common thread, why they had such success, why they were doing so good. And I'm going to give that secret to you guys tonight. So I want you to get out your pen and write this down. The only difference between them and me, the people that were making six-figure incomes, and me, the brand new person that was making a couple thousand a month, was they were doing it longer. That's the God's honest truth. They and everybody told me almost a identical story. They were doing it longer. So I'm a big believer in one thing: what one person can do, another person can do. What one man can do, another man can do. Right? I went home and I thought, if those people can make that kind of money, then so can I. So I really dove into this industry. I became a good student of the industry, and I became a good student of the system that we were working at the time. Because without a system, you're just another hardworking individual. Without a system, you don't have the duplication and the growth that you can have. You make good money. Without a system, it's just not the same, right? So I became a student of the industry and of the system, and I poured my heart and soul into it. I gave it everything that I had. I finished school. I only had one more semester to go. I finished that. I went to work at the airport right away, and I worked at that airport for about 8 months. And 8 months into that new career that I just spent all that money for to get that license to work on aircraft, I walked away. I went home and I said, I'm going to go in, give my boss a 3-week notice because we're having too much fun and making too much money over here at the side business. And I did. He wasn't very happy, but he let me go that day, actually, because he said, if you're serious, you can go now. So I took him for his word, and I shook his hand, smiled, and left. No him ever since. But that's around the same time that I met Rory, too. So I'm a young entrepreneur, really don't know what I'm doing, but I'm a hard worker, right? I'm not a techie. I've never been online before. The internet didn't even exist at this moment that I quit my job to go home. I wanted to advertise at a lot of different newspapers all over the country because I was doing a snail mail program. If you know what that is, snail mail, you're mailing out packages, books and packages and videos, tapes and VHS tapes and cassette tapes and booklets. And we were mailing out a lot. And I needed a voicemail to run all that through. And everybody told me it's time to go see Rory Rickard. So I did. Called that company. They got Rory on the phone. I met this young man with a lot of energy, a lot of passion, a lot of love for helping other people, helping other entrepreneurs around the world. He just, he had a love for mass communication like I've never really seen before, except for some military friends that I have. He really loved mass communication. But what was mass communication to everybody else on the planet, right? Outside of the military? We had no idea. Rory hooked me up with a voicemail that took all the volume I could throw at it, but he showed me something really special. I could put a message on that system as I build a network of people around the country, 50,000, 100,000, 150,000, 200,000 people. I could shoot that message out to everybody at the same time. Put a couple of minute training message voice on that voicemail system and shoot it out to all of them at the same time. Now, I know, Deli, you're probably thinking, that's not so great. We do that every day, right? We got all kinds of technology. We got the internet. We got emails. We got all this stuff. This was in 1992. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have cell phones. I didn't even have a pager back then. We had none of the technology that you see today. Rory did this through the phone company, through a voicemail system. And we thought, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, right? And I built an incredible organization all around the country because of that system, being able to mass communicate with so many people at the same time. But then something magical happened. The internet came out. It wasn't just for the government or the military anymore. Everybody can have that in their kitchens and in their living rooms or in their desks in their home offices. And that's when Rory really found his niche. Left the phone company, hopped online, became one of the first gurus on the internet before we even knew what that word guru meant, right? He started a lead generation company because that's what every entrepreneur around the world needed. Leads, people to talk to, people to present to, people to show something to. We needed leads. And it wasn't just the United States, though. Now it's global, right? The internet connected the whole world together. I remember this guy being on an airplane half the time I was talking to him, and I always asked him, where are you going, where are you going, where are you going? And he was going from country to country to country to country, and coming back to Utah, and then off to another country, and then back to Utah, and then off to another country. That whole jet set life, right? Make sense? I just heard a Google in the background. So Rory built a lead generation company, and he was helping people globally. He became the #1 lead generation company on the planet. And he still holds that title today because nobody knows how to do what he knows how to do. A lot of people have tried. They're still trying. They can't do what he knows how to do. Nobody will do that. The only difference between then and now is he doesn't sell his leads. What does he do with all those leads, Deli? He invests them into you. They're yours. You can work as many of them as you want. Everybody, if you're brand new or you've been here 1 day, 1 week, 1 year, they're all for you. There's more in there than you know what to do with. They're producing new ones every single day. He doesn't sell them, not to the public, not to you, not to anybody. They're free. That's his investment, Rory and Tandy's investment into you. But what else did we need back then? He's got the #1 lead generation company. Now we need a website, right? We need a website we can drive that traffic to because we're online. Show them the product that we're marketing or the company that we're marketing, the opportunity that we had, and let them read some information and say, yes, I'm interested, give me a call. That's what we all needed. Rory knew there was other companies out there doing it. We tried some, we looked at some. Most of them were getting like 1 in 50 people that went to the website, fill out the form at the end. Look, I'm writing like a pen. Fill out the form at the end on the keyboard and ask for more information. Said, hey, please give me a call. Great. That was pretty good. The really, really good ones were getting 1 in 25 people that went to the website, would fill out that form and request more information. Roy decided, I think I'm going to try my hand at this. I might be able to do a little bit better. He did. His first website, he got 1 in 10. Nobody knows how to do what he knows how to do. It was just mind-boggling that we had a website that was outperforming everything from all the other so-called experts out there that have been around doing it for a little while. But it wasn't good enough for Rory. He decided he was going to tweak it, add some more technology, which he's still doing every single day. He's always adding the newest technology in there, whether you see it or not. He's making everything work smooth behind the scenes, and he's adding in all the technology that we need to make sure that we stay relevant out there in the marketplace on the internet. He got it down to 1 in 5. 1 in 5, guys. Nobody knows how to do what he knows how to do. So Rory is somebody that I decided one day I wanted to meet face to face. We had a great relationship over the phone. Excuse me. But I found out he was going to be in Miami, so I went to that event, found him, had dinner with him, had a cocktail at the end of the night with him, and we're in South Beaches, Miami. So what do? You watch the sunset in South Beaches, Miami. And we talked about our wives, and we talked about our kids, and we talked about the future. We talked about this thing called the internet, right? And how good is it going to be? And, I wasn't 100% on board with the internet yet because I didn't understand computers. I was not a techie, like I said, but I knew that he was making a lot of sense. And I knew what he said just was ringing in my ears. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Because he calls himself this. I'm not saying this. Don't mean this in a negative way. That those self-proclaimed nerds, right? The super geeks that run the computer. I knew, and I felt it in my bones. They were going to be the ones that were going to rule the world one day, and that is exactly what happened, wasn't it? Wasim, right? The techies just took over, didn't they? So I knew he was one of those, but I also knew this about him. He was a really good guy. He was one of those good people that you just wanted to know for the rest of your life, and you wanted to stay plugged in with him. I had no idea what was going to happen, how good it was going to be, but I just knew I wanted to be plugged in with him. And then I got to fly out west and meet his wonderful wife, Tanya, the co-founder of RRR247. I walked in the door, met a young lady raising 7 kids. 6 of them played football, 1 professional dance. I only had 1 that played football, and I knew what a chore that was. She had 6 playing football, 1 in professional dance, and running several other businesses that she's had for years, while still helping Rory get all this together and keep it organized and on time and on date, because I'd never seen anybody that organized in my life. But that day I knew that this creative human being with that techie brain and this super organized businesswoman they complemented each other perfectly, and they were going to become a power couple in this industry. And that's what happened. And I'm just glad to be a part of that, a little piece of that. Just to know them and be a part of that, and and help in any way that I can, like so many of the leadership team that you're going to meet here. We wake up every day, we go to our computer, we see who do we get to help today. We check our emails, we WhatsApp, we look at our reports, and we say, who do we get to help today? Who's the next family member that needs a hand up at somewhere on this planet? Because that's who we're looking for. That's who we want to help. We've taken the #1 lead gen guy, built an incredible website. You see what that website's turned into today, right? lots of different products and services that we get to take all over the planet and build incredible businesses, residual income, by the way, while we're also having a positive effect on everybody else that we meet on the planet. If that sounds like a wonderful place to be, if that sounds like home for you, if that sounds like the business that you've been looking for, building yourself that legacy income while you're helping other people across the planet, then you found your home. I promise you. And we welcome you here with open arms. And that's why we love to say hello to everybody in the very beginning. So again, I've known Rory and Tandy for 30 years now, 32 years, 95, 33 years, 92 is when we met, 33 years now, my goodness. I met them 33 years ago, and I'm telling you, these are two good people who wake up every morning. They have a meeting over a cup of coffee. Sometimes it's this cup right here. I have 4 of them for Rory, Tandy, Dina, and myself, right? We'll have this cup of coffee right here, and there's a meeting about what can we do to help Ellen build faster? What can we do to help Gem 40? I wish I knew your name, man, but it just says Gen 40 on the screen. What can we do to help her understand and grow? What can we do to help Deli build to the income levels that he wants and get this information out to more people? What can we do to help Patricia and Diesel and Wasim and Barbara and Gary and Kathy and Joel and Francis and everybody on the team? What can we do to make it better for them? Is there anything standing in the way that we can take out of their way and help them get to wherever it is they want to go? Those are the people that you guys are getting in business right now. And I want every new person every Tuesday to know who they are, who you're getting in business with. When you get to meet them face to face, you get a hug or a handshake if you're shy. You get to look in their eyes and you feel their energy and Ellen, you know those people that never look away the whole time you're talking to them? That's these people, because they really want to hear every word coming out of your mouth. How can I help you? Well, how can I make a difference in your life? That's who you guys are getting in business with. So welcome to RRR247. And without any further delay, I get to introduce, I'm going to call him my best friend, and I'm going to call him my brother. I'm going to call him family. You know why? Because he is. But he's still even though he's 14 years younger than me, he's also my mentor, because there are things that on this computer and in this marketing world that still shock me today when I see him do it or he starts talking about it. Rory, I know you got a lot of great things to share. I love that new background, by the way, and I can't wait to hear. Microphone's all yours. Take it away. You got a lot of new people here. I counted 24 and growing new people.
Now when we had our instructor call today, I forgot to mention one thing. One, we got it solved. The momentum's amazing, but if you didn't know better, this isn't a typical June pace. June, July, August slow down. We've actually gone the other direction because we've been creating something massively, making things better. And I actually I'm going to highlight a couple things today. You guys, today, remember I told you this, I'm going to cover something so important today. And for me, it's the number one thing that we have to deal with in getting any of our family members here to succeed more. And it's called taste. And we're going to go into that in a second. But first, we have to highlight stuff. So we have Trisha is here. She's in charge of the IBO program. Trisha, can you come on for a second?
Yes, I'm here.
So this is Trisha. She's behind the IBO program. Now, we created a better way to do this. And I'm saying it, I'm not even giving it near the justice that it deserves. It is so awesome now. We've really improved things and we got going again. And not only do we have it going again, but Trisha's lined up amazing advertisers. And that's a very key component to this process, because the right advertisers mean that we can go past 6 months. We can go longer, and we only guarantee 6 months. But we're always working to find the ones that are doing it so good that we can see them going longer. We want that for everybody. And this is such a huge program. So if you are, the credit score, I'll just give you the criteria. You got to be a 650 or higher. right? And if you're not quite 650, there's ways to get above 650. There's things to bump it up there. If you're really close to that, Trisha, we want them to kind of come in anyway. If you're like at 640, come in because there's some things we can do to help out quickly. And then remember, if you're like in the 600s, this isn't the time to apply for it, but get with your instructor and get connected to the SHG way to change some things because a few letters you can fix your credit up. There's things we have that we know we can help you with. But anyway, your credit needs to be 650. There's a couple other criteria stuff to go through it. 21 to 69. We have a lot of people that come in here and they might be turning 69 this year. So it's 69. And if they're really like if their birthday is the end of the year, okay, if they're turning 60, but it's we want to get those in as fast as possible. So I got to tell you, when I bring on a new student and they're 68, I know we got to run because it takes a while to get the paperwork in. We got to get that process in and going and be basically completed before they turn 69. So I'm going to put that out there on the age. Anybody under 69 and over 21, just get it in and get going. If you qualify for it, do it. Trisha, how many slots do we need right now, right today?
As right now, I have 18.
Okay, so we need 18 right now. Now, guys, we need more than that. So you might be in holding, but right, what that means is she's got 18 to fill right now, meaning get in, get your paperwork, get everything going now. We have more coming all the time, and we got things lined up. So don't think, there's gonna be more than 18 coming in there. Line up there. We like to have a comfortable queue of like 20, 30 people and wait because because things are growing and we can start aligning where they get to go. And we want to put them with our awesome advertisers because the ones that are doing right are growing bigger. That's who we want to work with. So I want to let you guys know the pattern here. So instructors, after session 2, if they're doing everything we want them to do, get them to see the IBO, the RRR247.com/IBO, and they can fill out things on page 1, and then they go fill out stuff on page 2. It tells you what to do step by step. Walk them through that because this is a game changer for what we're doing here. You know, a lot of people come here and they should have been here 6 months ago, a year ago. They're behind, right? Credit card bills are astounding. You know, they need the extra money. They don't have enough money till the end of the month. The main reasons people come here is because they need cash. They need to make more. What they're doing isn't working. And they should have came here before that happened, right? So this is a way to help bump that, get that going and give them bridge money to help build this right and focus on this. And it helps all our teams. And, you know, we've funded a lot of money with this program to help build this. I mean, it's tens of millions. I mean, I think we were over 28 million when we decided to redesign this whole thing, and we built this to scale it high and do it right. So I'm going to put that out there. I'll put the link in the Zoom.
And Roy, if I could just make 2 comments. First of all, the run rate right now, I don't want people to think, oh, there's only 18 spots. There's 18 right now, like literally right now that I have a waiting list from advertisers. We are probably running a rate of about 25 to 30 per week of people that we could place with advertisers. That's the first thing. Second thing is, if you don't know what an IBO is or don't know what the IBO program is in detail, that's my job. That's my role. I get on the phone with each and every one of you that apply personally. Private conversation, just the 2 of us, go through explaining the program to make sure it is a good fit for you before you make a commitment to the program. So it's just exploring, make sure it's a good fit for you, and that you qualify for the program. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that we're there to help and walk through that process.
We're going to touch base with the instructors every week to just make sure, you know, and again, make sure this is going smoothly. And the best thing to do is you fill this out, do the paper, get the process going, and then Trisha's going to get a hold of you. She talks to everybody. Like, well, this is hands-on, folks. And then once she gets you going, get that paperwork in. Do not delay because the faster we get everybody going, that allows Trisha to get more people in RRR going. All right, and we want to help as many in the community with this as possible because you guys, $750 a month, that covers a lot. And we want people to be covering their nut and be able to afford to put the time and devotion in to build something big with us, right? That's why we launched this, you know, the years that we did ago. is it's just a special thing that we know how to fix. It's something that helps on our bigger lead generation projects. It connects to everything. All right. Thank you, Trisha. You guys got that?
Thank you.
And yeah, you guys, everybody loves Trisha because she takes care of stuff. Yeah, yeah, I get it. I hear it all the time. Yeah, I know she's great. That's why she works with us. You know, we have
You're gonna make me cry. Thank you. No, I appreciate it, and I enjoyed talking with the members, learning their situation, and being able to help. Really, that's my passion.
She gets it, right? And I got to tell you this, when we know what we have here, but you guys, we attract the right people to run this thing, right? We do. And so Trisha's there. Okay, now I get to go into something fun. It's the first Tuesday of July. It's the 1st of July. It fell on a Tuesday, and we have a lot of recognition. Okay, now you guys know we launched this assisted V marketing, and we made some tweaks, and it is unbelievable now. Now we've solved it. We can now get people making money in weeks. All right, and we can get them focusing on the right things to make that money. And we're going to focus on this today in a different way. We're going to cover taste. But what I want to do is celebrate our new CSIs. That's an instructor that has 10 PBS students. They're right now. If they get 10, they know how to get to 50. They know how to get to 100. They know how to grow this. CSIs that is where we want to get everybody as fast as we can, because then they know how to do this. Right? And then we grow them to the GSIs, PSIs, MSIs. We're going for the bigger money, right? The bigger the leadership role, the more you should be making. Now, we've fixed so many things. That's what we do here, right? We tweak the business. We make adjustments. We change things to make it, easy so everyone can do it. Right? So I'm going to read these off, guys. It's going to take me a bit. And I love this. Okay, I love this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the name, and I'm going to read their instructor. All right, and I'm going to read the MSI that's behind it as well. Okay, and I'm not going to do it in any particular order because I just want to bounce around. Okay, Tanya organizes this every time and does it. She's on Nona duty right now, and so I'm going to do it my way, which is I'm going to go off the list that our leadership created. And guys, I'm going to tell you, the first PBS makes you an instructor, and some of them are done through the assisted way, some are done directly, but this is key, because once you get one, well, now you can do it again, and you can do it again, and you can do it again, and it's all about consistency and growing, right? So I'm going to relay some stuff that I've taught. I know we have a lot of new people, so we created a way to accomplish dreams. Now, I teach this and I have graphics and everything, and you'll hear me over and over again, but I'm just going to verbalize it right now. You take your dream and you make it a goal. All right. So you turn it from just a dream to a goal. I'm going to have that, right? Like, and you can start out with something like, I'm going to make $500 extra a week. Right? I'm going to put that out there, right? Now, in addition to everything else, right? You want to manifest it. You want to claim it, like you got it, it's mine. You want to receive it, like you deserve to have it. And then you want to celebrate it, MCRC. Okay? And at the same time, you're taking that dream, you're making it a goal, and you're giving it a deadline of when you're going to have it. Like, it's mine in 30 days. It's mine in 60 days. It's mine in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be at that pace. And then you apply the action steps and resources to make that happen. So once you understand what the action steps are and the resources you have available to you, then you can create that deadline. And if you're off, adjust it. But once you achieve one goal and go for a smaller one, then you go for a bigger one and a bigger one and a bigger one, because you're creating the habits of not only MCRC, but also of knocking out your dreams one by one by one. Now, we have something magical. We provide you with the resources of paid marketing of people that want to join us to build teams with us. We fund all that. You put the resource of your time, and you utilize the PBS Vortex the way that we've figured out how to use that tool so effectively to build your business with us. So we've given you everything but your time and you following the system and the training to apply it to the resources. That's it. And you can knock these out. So I'm gonna make sure you guys kind of see that. We're gonna cover it over and over again. That's what it is. Now, all that, let's go celebrate. And then we're gonna come right back and I'm gonna do a whole thing on taste. And I'm also gonna record it separately in addition to this because this is something that I need to address on a more regular basis, but I'm going to make it part of our normal curriculum. I'm going to put it in our first basic page where we have our core values. Taste is so important. We'll come back to it. All right, so here goes. I'm gonna move this over here so I'm gonna read it from the side. And you guys, and I'm saying chat's open now.
Yes.
All right, you guys, this is the time to celebrate everybody and go through it all. So I'm going to start. We're going to start with our CSIs. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 new CSIs here. All right. 3, 4. We have 4 new CSIs here. And I'm just going to read them in the order. So we have Jennifer Smiley. And her instructor is Paulette Collins. And then her MSI is Kathleen Metzler. And there's also Tammy Irvin. And those are 2 peas in a pod, guys. I work with them like pretty much every day. They've really started kicking things in. But Tammy Irvin, also Paulette Collins. And this is also under Kathleen Metzler as her MSI. But what I got to tell you about this is Jennifer is actually on the right team of Paulette. Tammy's on the left team of Paulette. And what that means is Paulette gets to love on and grow these CSIs. And she wins, right? She wins. And Paulette's put a lot of time in. She's come and gone with health issues and just struggled through it. But it's so deserving when you see it work out. All right, next CSI, Lisa Wagner. And her instructor is Dina Eddy. Her MSI is also Dina Eddy. And Lisa, that is freaking awesome. And now you know how to do it. We know what you're going to be doing, right? We're duplicating. Okay, next CSI is Bambi Rodkey. Her instructor and her MSI are both me. And I'm very proud of this woman. And you guys, she took a little hiatus too. She had a personal injury. She couldn't work this. And then she came right back and went right back. She picked up right where she left off. And she gets it. And she does it. And you guys, and it's awesome working with her. And everybody that works with her gets it too. All right, next. These are all instructors. And they've sold their first PBS. Some of them have sold their first, and they're already on the second and third. They're growing. I'm going to read them in order on my sheet, okay? Rebecca Jones. Her instructor is Gil Rosano, and her MSI is Stacy Southward and Jackie. She's part of that combo team there. The next one is Adam Hudson. His instructor is Tammy Irvin, a new CSI, and his MSI would be Kathleen Metzler. And then we have Al Robinson. He's also under Paulette Collins and under Kathleen Metzler's MSI there. Then we have Dawn Nelson. That is I'm her instructor and her MSI. Then we got Madeleine Lenhart. Her instructor is Rebecca Spears, and that is the MSI Donna Walker. Then we have Debbie C. I told you, Debbie. I told you your name was popping up. Debbie is under Debbie Payne as her instructor, and their MSI is Donna Walker Meyer. And then we have Rebecca McVeigh, or Dr. Rebecca McVeigh, and her instructor is Kathy Ashby. Her MSI is Niall Eddy, and she's got more than 1 PBS. She's getting it. She's in stride. Freaking fun person to work with too. Then we get Katie Pearson. Her instructor is Joy Allingham. And Joy, it's good seeing you getting duplication. You deserve it. And Katie and Joy's MSI is Linda Horn. And then we got Craig Michelle, and I hope he's on here. Craig got his first PBS. He's got a lot more lined up. He's really been pushing it. His instructor is Virginia Hoffman, and MSI is Francis Bibbs. Then we got Winston McLaughlin, and I know you got a couple, Winston. You get this. Your instructor is Tom DiBartolo, and your MSI is Donna Walker Meyer. Then we got Hunter White. His instructor is Nell Galinsky, and And then your MSI, you put it under as Linda Horn, but Nell's an MSI. So you're under 2 MSIs. Then we got Sue Whitaker, who's under Thomas Fitzgerald that's the instructor, and that's under Kathleen Metzler as well. Then we got Donna Doyle, and Donna, her instructor is Dina Eddy, and that's also her MSI. Then we got Valerie Carson. And you guys, I want to have Valerie come on and talk to you guys. I'm her instructor and MSI. She's been here a long, long time. She believes in stuff, but one day something just snapped and she just turned on and went to work. And that makes me so happy because it's like she finally just like, I can do this. And she just went and did it. Wendy Johnston, your instructor is Hartent Small, and your MSI is Donna Walker Meyer, and you've sold your first PBS and on it. Next one, this guy, he's come and gone with life changes. He's back and he's doing the assisted V marketing, and he is shining. And that's Robert Robertson. Your instructor and MSI are Niall Eddy, and seeing you make this work is just awesome. Susan Shareko, your instructor is Kathy Harold. Your MSI is Angie Bond, and it's awesome seeing you do that. Okay, I'm going to the next one. Connie Rodell. Connie's got several PBSs. She's actually got people trying to duplicate. Her instructor is myself. I'm her instructor in MSI. And then we got Linda Hernandez. And you guys, I could talk about everybody being awesome. Like Connie's just like, she's like, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to figure this out. And she just does it. And she just has that. She's got this, you guys, she has this awesome sass. It's so fun working with her. All right, Linda Hernandez. And you guys, I could talk about everybody. I probably should, right? Guys, I'm not done. We got more. Linda Hernandez. She got her first PBS. Her instructor is Joy Allingham. Joy, you're getting duplication, girl. Your MSI is Linda Horn. And then we got Paulina Atimo. And I've actually been on some assists with Paulina and watching her just work. Her instructor is Gordon Bolton, and their MSI is Melissa Gable. All right, we got three just in this order here. Their instructor is Donna Walker Meyer, and their MSI is Donna Walker Meyer. There's Lucille Briggenberg, and she's been with us for a while, and she just kicked on. She's got her first PBS. Then we got Kathleen McMullen, who's going, and then Desiree Henry. Congratulations, you guys. And Donna, boom, you guys, Donna's got a big team, but she's still working. And when you watch Donna, when Donna lights up and gets going, she's going to duplicate, and that's what she's doing. Matthew Morrison. And Matthew, your instructor and MSI are me. And Matt has been around for years, and then he's just snicked on. He's doing the assisted V marketing and just setting those appointments. It's coming in great. And then, and I hate saying last but not least, because that's just a little cliche on it, but we're on the last one for this celebration. And oh my gosh, look at the time. It's Kathy Barkley, and your instructor is Darlena Stevens, and your MSI is Andy Perryman. All right, I'm going to close this down. I'm going to start this over here. And you guys, we're popping. And we might be missing some because it's happening so quick. I know we got more CSIs that are on the brink. And then, guys, this is how it goes. All right, I'm going to go into here. I'm going to go a couple minutes over. And then we'll go right from here into our millionaire course. Niall, if you could put the chart on there for people to go and be accountable for what you've done on your V marketing time. Do all that. I'm going to go into a very serious mode. I need to close my book. And I'm going to get those on here. So here goes. All right. So the main thing I wanted to focus on today, and guys, celebrations are awesome. I mean, watching what people are doing and getting things going. There is a lot to be said for things. And we've created a very awesome success smorgasbord. I told you guys all along that's what we're here to create, right? And it tastes amazing, and it's going to give you all access to achieve your dreams. But I cannot force you to eat it, right? I can get you there. I can show you where all of it's plated. I can hand you your silverware. I can hand you the plates, the endless plates to eat from, but I can't force you to eat, right? And you'll hear me say this, like I wish I had a button on my cell phone that if I pressed it, a 2x4 would come whacking in the back of the head to wake up and get going. I just don't have that. And I would be using it. Because I know, like when we talk to people, they tell you what they want. And you can hear it, right? And you also can relate, right? If they're a grandparent, you know they want extra money to spoil their kids and they want to be able to travel and have that retirement that they thought they were going to have. But nothing worked the way that it should have worked. Inflation's taken away a lot more. Things just cost more, and so to go and do what they thought they were going to do, it's just not in the budgets anymore. I mean, guys, 95% of Americans retire broke, right? And I go through all this, right? And I also got to understand some fundamentals. We are a product of our environments, right? Where we're born, the families we're born into, the environments we're born into are literally 90% of what we're going to be developed from. Now, even with all the access to all the education and different things online, that's still pretty much the case. You're a product of your environment. And the thing about this is in the process of that for all of us in what we do, and I'm gonna put the view on here. Hold on. I'm gonna go to gallery view for me and on there. You guys are on your cameras. I wanna make sure everybody's focused in here. I'm gonna move the board around a little bit. There we go. I'll put the newlyweds on for a bit. Yeah, I see you. All right. So we're products of our environment, and there's a lot to be said, right? Like we're born under these parents, and every parent wants their kid to have a better life than them, right? And I always say every parent except for those sociopaths, because I've met those weird parents that it seems like they always try to not let their kids succeed, and they want to keep them in the house forever. And I think that's just horrible. But outside of that, every parent wants their kid to do better than them. They want their kids to have more than they had. So what it comes down to is you don't know what you don't know. And, this is why the poor stay poor, the rich get richer is, if you don't know how to create wealth, you can't pass that on to your kids. You can't help your kids do something you don't know how to do, right? They're going to have to get that somewhere else. And the rich know how to accumulate businesses and get money working for you, get it working for itself, and how to create, cash while you're sleeping, right? And of course, they're going to take care and teach their kids. They're going to set things up and let their kids go and grow from that. Of course they are. What we don't have is people giving a hand up for those that don't know it and helping educate them so that they can change their understanding that'll ripple effect and change generations. And that's what we get to do here. Now, all that being said, I have found that some of the biggest issues I have, I guess, in helping somebody achieve success, they're all us getting in our own way. Procrastination drives me nuts. People choosing other priorities over what they really want, right? That's why I say, how bad do you want it? What are you willing to do? That bothers me, but it's this thing called taste. It's got to be the number one issue that I've seen teaching people how to succeed and create wealth. And taste and I don't know how else to say it, but taste, right? And it kind of goes like this. We all know that our value isn't really equal to what we make, yet that's how we live and that's how we respond. If you make $30,000 a year in your conscious, that's what you think your value is. If the most you've ever made a month is $3,000, you have a taste for making $3,000. You know what $3,000 gives you in quality of life. You know what you can live on with $3,000 a month. That's your taste. You don't know what it's like to have 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 in a month if you've never had it. You don't have a taste for it. And one of the things I've seen, and I've been seeing it for decades, is once somebody gets involved outside of the job linear income and trading your time for money, and they start having a way to create extra money, well, once they start making the money that they're used to making, they sabotage their own work to not get ahead of that. Because this is real. And I've heard it from so many different angles. And sometimes it's like, hey, you've got childhood drama you got to get over. You got to get past the past to go forward. And I had to do that because I was raised where if you were wealthy, you were an evil person. The only evil people can get wealthy. I was raised under that pretense, not from my grandfather, mind you, but from other family members and other sides of the family. And I was raised in an environment where not a lot of wealthy people, and so you didn't hear information from that, and I was so glad that my pursuits and my desires and my skills drove me into sales and marketing, where I got involved with other people that had a lot more affluence minded to teach me and pay that forward to me to change my environment. And that's why I get to do with you guys is someone reached down and gave me a hand up and introduced me to more people that gave me more inspiration and poured into me. My mentors are what created what Rory turned into, and I'm so grateful they were there for me because my natural environment wasn't doing it. Still doesn't do it. The families I came from, they're not millionaires, not one of them. There's some that have millions in properties now, and that's few, and that's it. I got a couple like that. That's it. And they're not creating millions of dollars in cash flow a year by any means. And I wish they were. I didn't come from that. No one in my family could teach me that, right? So I had to learn from other people, and that's great. And what I've seen is I had to adjust my taste, right? I got to a point where I was like, man, I'm not making where I want to go, and I had to realize that I needed to allow myself to deserve that, right? And I realized from childhood that I felt like I was becoming an evil person because I was making more and more money. And once I realized it and discussed it with mentors, and they let me know, like, we understand, right? We had a similar, we understand where you come from. We understand that, but this is what you can do. And look at the good you can do with money. Look what you can help other people with money, and you can invest in things that you help projects go, right? And I think that's, that was so awesome for me to see that. And then it changed perspective. I also realized that I needed to manifest more than just having. I always had what I needed. That always worked out, but I never had so much extra until I realized I deserve to have overabundance so that I can do more. Right? Having the money just to do what you want to do is great, but you want overabundance so you can actually help others, not just yourself. You can be in a place to invest and be part of other things. And I had to adjust my taste. And I had a mentor that said, you gotta like the finer things, right? Get a nicer car, eat at nicer restaurants, so that you develop a taste, so that you push harder for that. Because once you understand that, then you're going to make more and more money, and you can only eat so much. You can only spend so much out, right? So then now you're going to be accumulating more. And that was a really good advice for me. And I learned to like savor life and pour into it. But my taste for food meant I needed to make a lot more money because I like going to expensive restaurants. I like being able to not worry about what it costs and be able to enjoy the finer things. And not only enjoy them, but to enjoy them with others and be able to pay for the whole tab every time I go somewhere. It was something that was really important for me. And you guys, I've been able to do it in big ways. I set a goal that I wanted to buy, barbecue for everybody at Terry Black's in Dallas for an event. And there was hundreds of us. And guess what? We did it. That was so awesome for me to be able to just boom, let's just do this. This taste thing has to do with everything. How you vacation, how you live, the home you live in, what you're able to help your kids with. And the thing about it is if your taste isn't growing, then usually you're not adapting and growing towards that, right? Because it's not all about, hey, I want more stuff. It's no, I have a taste for it because I deserve it. I want to enjoy this life. I want to enjoy the finer things in this life. You guys, God put all these amazing things on this planet for us to enjoy. Yeah, there's a monetary balance. So if you want to, go to Bora Bora, you've got to have the money to go to Bora Bora. You got to have the cash flow to go to Bora Bora. Well, we have a vehicle that allows us to have all of that. What stops us isn't the system. What stops us isn't the marketing. What stops us is us believing that we can do it, and us allowing ourselves to succeed without stopping ourselves with subconscious issues. And the subconscious issues are called subconscious because you don't think about it. It's something you've patternized into your life. It's something you were born into in an environment, and you may not realize you're in it. So, you'll see those of us that have understood this and got past it, we try to share taste with everybody. We want to have big events and go to a nice restaurant and sit down and break bread and give people a taste of like, hey, this is why you work hard so you can have this all the time. It's nice to be able to have great things. You work hard and get these great things. It's nice to be able to go out on the ocean and be on a boat all the time. It's nice to travel the islands. It's nice to travel Europe. It's nice to see and do things without the financial worry. It's nice to have the time and financial freedom. And that is a taste change, something you're going to develop into no matter who you are. Most people that we get to talk to didn't come from a trust fund. They didn't come from a wealth, setup. We get to help create that here and hopefully change it generationally so that you learn what to do so you can take care of your children and they can take care of their children, because we're going to pay it forward on the knowledge on how to build wealth and how to maintain wealth and how to create cash flow. That's why we focus on these things all the time. And it takes an understanding to understand why we deserve to have more than what our parents had, why we deserve to have more than maybe the neighborhood we grew up in. And we deserve it because we're favored. We deserve it because we don't need to be held under the thumb of a society that puts you into a box and says, you can only make this much and good luck living with that. Oh, and we're going to raise inflation year by year so that you're really not going to have savings at the end of it. And we're going to attack your savings everywhere where you can so that you basically have to work until you're 70 or 80 and maybe get a nice, life for 5 or 6 years. That type of crap. No, that's not okay. Guys, we live in the most incredible time in technology, and it's only advancing. And those with the knowledge and the know-how and the capital to support the changes going forward can capitalize on it. And nowhere have I ever seen a place where anyone can win than through the eyes of marketing. We built a system that everyone can jump into and win with. We built a system that by working as a team, we can overcome challenges that people have and focus on their strengths. We have it all here. Again, I don't have a 2x4 button that I can hit you in the back of the head to wake you up to go to work on it. I can't force you to eat from the success smorgasbord. But you guys show up here on the Tuesdays, I can hopefully inspire, I can hopefully motivate, and I can lead by example, and I can teach and instill that with every one of our leaders so that we can show you the way. And we get to help build your businesses with the way we structure this. We don't do it all, but we can sure help you get you there so that if you show up, you've got a great chance it's going to succeed. If you show up and do the work, you're going to win. You just got to show up and go through it. But I'm going to tell you, this taste thing is real. And again, you don't know what you don't know. And I hope to enlighten you to think about it. Like, why am I not doing that extra work? What am I afraid of? And fear comes into it. I know the psychological process that people go through when they come into a program online. I've been doing this for a long time, right? And there's something to be said for this. People find this and it sounds great, right? They're intrigued and they want to be doing something different. And our entry prices are so low. So they come in, they get going, but all of a sudden they start seeing like, oh, this is real. Oh my gosh, now what am I have to do? Like a lot of people, I think, really think this is it's just gonna be another scam. It's not gonna work. When they start seeing it work, that's a whole new fear. What am I gonna do if this does work? I've never accomplished all these things that I want. I have these big dreams. What if I can accomplish those? Especially if you're like later in your life, you maybe have given up on these dreams and now you're like, wait, I might be able to do it here. Now that's wonderful, but that's also a fear. That's a change. Even though you want a better life and it sounds great and you want to do all this travel, people get cozy and comfortable with what they have. right? We tend to settle with what we have, and subconsciously we're like, that's what I'm worth. Again, back to taste. That's my taste. Yeah, that sounds all great. I don't know. And now I can actually have it. Well, that's a whole different thing. Yeah, yes. I remember first trips to places, right? And first trip to Australia. And I'm like, man, that sounds so awesome. And the closer I got, the more real it got, right? And then I went out there and it was such a different experience than I thought it would be. And it was awesome and wonderful. And I couldn't wait to go back. Now I have a taste of traveling to Australia. And then it just got more and more. I wanted more, right? And I adapted to it. But you know, I didn't let my age deter me. I didn't let anything deter me. I had so many people like, oh my gosh, how was Australia? I so want to go there one day. And I'm thinking, well, you're 60. You should go now. Like, go soon. Why wait? Why wait? And it all comes down to subconsciously your dream and what you think you deserve and what you want to go to. There's a taste issue. When I talk to somebody that's making six figures a year, they have a taste for making six figures a year. So if you give them a plan on how to make that happen here, they know they can do it because they've already got a taste for it, and they know that it takes energy. And now, typically, guys, if you're making six figures a year, you're working pretty hard. And when I talk to these people, they're working 8, 10, 12-hour days. It's typically what it takes, right? And so they know what type of grit and what they're gonna have to like set as priorities to get there. Versus somebody that's making less, they're probably not working. If you're making $3,000 a month and you're working 8, 10, 12-hour days, you picked something wrong seriously somewhere because that's what you did. Typically you're putting those hard hours in. You should be far ahead of that, maybe 5, 6 grand, and you can look at it and there's all sorts of, reasons and consequences and choices we made along the way. But we created something with Triple R that doesn't matter where you come from, what your situation is. If you can sacrifice and make and follow the system, we all can make the same money. There's no limit. There's no limit. We all have access to all this because we've eliminated all the friction points. Not to mention, you guys, that capitalizing of your marketing, the funding the capital for that is the absolute single biggest hurdle. And no one here has that. It's the biggest gift we can give you guys. And I know, it was totally God created. The way that all came together, it's been an unbelievable path for us. And that overabundance for us allows us to help others to create overabundance for them. And that right there is legacy all by itself. And I got to tell you guys, I knew we had to do that. I knew that had to be done to overcome these hurdles because it doesn't matter how great your system is, if you don't, the system is it's like a vehicle, right? You drive it, but you need fuel. No fuel, you can't go anywhere. Doesn't matter how great and shiny it is. And marketing is the fuel for what we do. Marketing is what we need. Guys, we're marketers, but we have to have cash flow to fund marketing to market. It's just part of the equation. And we solve that for everyone. All right, so I'm just going to put a little bit of heat on you guys. The number one problem is knowledge, know-how, and capital of marketing to build a business, especially a marketing business like ours. We provide all three to you guys constantly. That's out of the way. No one here can say, well, I don't have the marketing to make this happen. Oh gosh, if I just had more marketing money, I could have made this work. No one can say that here. Nobody. I'm just putting this in perspective. Now, you have so much time in your day, right? We all have 24 hours. No matter what I do, I can't find more time, but I can create more time by automating everything we can, making things as efficient as possible. We've been doing that. That PBS Vortex, when you use it the way we teach it exactly now, how to do the assisted bee marketing and the bee marketing, that is the most time efficient way to build this we've ever had. And it works for people brand new getting going, working in the teams with the assisted bee marketing, and it works really good for those of us that really know how to stride this. We can be so much more productive, which means we can make more money sooner for people. We can grow our teams faster than ever because we're efficient with the time. Yeah, you got to know your priorities. You got to learn how to balance your life, how to take advantage of that. I make more money than most people, but I also spend my time better in the day than most people. It's how I use that time is the difference. Of course, the knowledge, the skill set building up to that. But you guys, I've been maximizing my time since my teenage years. I've learned how to do that. It was some of the best, mentoring guiding me on that was, how to micromanage my days and know what I was doing every 5 minutes and giving myself some time to relax, meditate, but also to focus and grow. That's why I was able to do so much at a young age. Like I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it like I had goals. I want to get it done. I got the time. How am I going to knock this out? And just make it happen. But I was willing to prioritize my life above all sorts of leisure activities. And I'll be clear, I play hard. I've had a great life. I wasn't always in the office, and a lot of times I worked from the golf course. I worked skiing. I worked going downhill skiing. Right. I worked, and still did snowmobile treks. I worked and have been in very luxurious places because you can manage it all. It's just how effective you want to be with your time. And what's your taste? I had a taste for it. I still have a taste for it. And you guys, that taste element of our life and understanding it to who you are as an individual is very key. Now, the next challenge with taste is if you're in a relationship, right? You got a spouse or a significant other. How's your taste and their taste? Are your tastes equal? Are you growing together? Are you sharing goals and what you want to achieve together? It's important to do so. I'm very fortunate that Tanya's tastes are very similar to mine. But I'm also knowing when we got together, her tastes weren't at my level. I had to introduce her to those and introduce her to those. And we went through a thing to where, you got to feel deserving and all that stuff. I watched it, but see, I already knew what it was like. So you can go through it. And I look at that relationship, which I cherish so much. And I look at the relationships we have as a family here at RRR247. And I got to tell you this, guys, and if you look back, I mean, we've done some amazing trips and some amazing things to help raise taste with our leadership here. It's why I want you guys to be growing with me. I want you guys to be growing and expanding so we can help more and more people. Once you grow past all your needs, all your dreams, and now you can focus on the dreams of others, now we're talking. Now we're in a situation where we can help rise the taste of others and really duplicate this process and work on that vision of helping millions of families around the world with this. Taste is a big part. Yeah, you guys, we have like instructors and leaders, and they get to a certain point here and they self-sabotage. And they don't realize they're doing it. It's not they're doing it on purpose, like consciously, it's subconscious. And they're just getting to the point where like, yeah, maybe I don't deserve to get all that, and I'll lay back, or I'm going to manage. I'm not going to add more people because I'm getting to a cozy place, or that momentum's starting to build, and then they're like, oh wait, what if I go to that next level? What if I start making an extra 1,000 a week? And what's I going to adapt? That's more than I've ever made. All these things are real that everybody goes through. Taste is real for everybody. You guys, we are our own worst enemy and best friends at all times. We will let ourselves down more than anybody else. And we are the last one to praise ourselves. Yeah, we're the ones that's got to do the work and grow. No one's going to grow for us, right? Again, I don't have a 2x4 button to hit in the back of the head to motivate you. I don't have that, right? So you got to do it yourself. And so you got to realize, like, how bad do I want this? What am I willing to do? And I know I deserve it. And you almost got to say it to yourself every day and remind yourself every day. This is reason number, 688 why we do meetings every Tuesday, is to remind you deserve it and focus on what you're going for. This is a business meeting. You're here and we're focusing on where we're going, right? And we're adding things to those dreams. You guys, all of this is part of taste. And I got to tell you, the fear of success is a real thing, especially those that come from an environment or a broken environment, an environment of I'll say a poor environment for lack of, I mean, that's what it is. When you come from a poor environment, fear of success is a real thing. Because, we all know where we came from. And, I got to tell you, everybody deserves more than what they have. No one deserves less than what they have. Guys, God has favored all of us. We all deserve more. And especially when you're a good person with good heart and intention to help others. Intentions are one thing, right? Intention is like a dream. It's not reality yet until you make it an action or you make it a goal, give it a deadline, all the same thing. So intentions and goals. So intentions don't mean anything. That is a desire without the actions behind it to make it happen, right? Same thing as like a dream, an intention and dream. They're basically the same thing. Well, you have great intentions to help people. You have great intentions to help that shelter. You have great intentions to help the community, and maybe there's a family in your neighborhood that really could use some extra help, and you like to help them. Your intentions would be to help them. Well, once you start making more money and you get more access to those resources, that's what money is a resource. It's energy. You can actually help people, right? So put that in focus and then start realizing like, man, if I can achieve more, I can do more. And what do I really want to accomplish? What do I want to do? What does my heart want to do? And you'll find that you need resources to accomplish your intent. It's just like achieving a dream and making it a goal you achieve, right? To achieve a dream, you've got to have the resources to back up achieving and creating that, to do it, right? You've got to have it. It's the same thing. And so everybody's like, well, my intention is this. I'd like to do this. Well, stating it's just, that's great. We got to put the actions behind it, right? We got to put a plan in place. How are we going to accomplish that? What's our vehicle that's going to create that income? And we have it all here. I just want you guys to understand that if you're not succeeding, it's because you're not doing the steps. But why aren't you doing the steps? What's holding you back? And we're back to this 5-letter word of taste. It's taste. What's your taste? What do what's holding you back from having that? It's your personal belief and understanding of what your value is. And one of this, it's a sad thing, and I've seen it, is people will put their value, their value as a human being will be based on what their income is. Now, they don't say that, but their actions do. I'm going to make decisions because I only have this much money a month. So that's going to be what I live like. That's what I'm going to be like. I do like. Oh, I get that makes sense. But if you get to a taste where, hey, this is what I'm worth making. If I go get a new job, I'm going to basically make the same thing, or I'm in the same field, or I'm in a box that only allows so much room for what I can make. That's the taste you've established, right? And unfortunately, the job market or the job world, it kind of puts us in a taste. It puts us in a taste bracket. It does. Again, that's why entrepreneurs, business owners can do so much more because their tastes are developing and growing. It's part of what the drive is to be an entrepreneur. And not everybody's an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur can do everything from A to Z. And luckily, we have entrepreneurs that create companies like this and do this, but we build things so that we all can use our talents to work. So everything's paved here for success. I just can't force you to eat it, right? I can't force you to change your taste, but I can inspire it. I can give you knowledge to understand, like, hey, wait, what Rory's saying is right. I probably should think about this a little bit more, right? Like, what is holding me back? And the thing about it is we all have excuses that are valid that we could say, you know what, that's why I didn't do it today. But we also got to look at like, why am I not? What is that? Am I self-sabotaging what I should be getting? The answer is yes. Because you can make a priority. Like, how bad do you want it? You really want that dream? Well, you're going to need to make priorities, and you're going to need to make you a priority to get that done. I can hear the excuse because I have things that happen almost every day that are valid things as a CEO that I could stop not doing my V marketing every day. There's something that always comes up that I could say, hey, I need to go focus on that. But I make the priority to build the teams I'm building, to build with you guys higher than that. So I juggle that. And it has to be an extreme urgency to take me off of it. Otherwise, I'll just do it later. I will sacrifice sleep even to get it done. because this is more important to keep the paces going. It's more important that I'm motivating and leading by example every day than that. I juggle it and I make it happen. You all can do that in your life. Everybody can. I watch people prioritize, I'll call it spectator stuff, over their goals and dreams all the time. And, we got family, as a grandparent, you got grandkids and activities. My golly, is that important? It's fleeting, it's gone. And then, there's always that day where you went to their last basketball game, their last soccer game, you went to the last one they ever will play. Those days are real. Lived them, see them, right? And those are important and you focus around it. But if you plan around it, you can take care of everything. You just got to drop off things that don't matter. And if you think it matters, does it matter more than what you want to accomplish? You got to figure this out. It's so easy to keep in a habit of self-sabotaging your success. When you can create momentum and have a vehicle that can create cash flow, more and more cash flow, then it gets easier because you don't have the financial problems you had. You don't have other issues. And now you understand the true importance and you can get things done better. You become a master of your day. Most, and I'll speak, I know very few people that I can say master their day. You all need to learn how to master your day. I need to have Tanya come on here and teach you guys more stuff because it adds up. If I exercise my understanding of a better day and planning it out more than you do, and that gives me an extra hour to do V marketing, an extra hour every day, oh yeah, I'm going to win. You could have made the same changes, but taste is going to get involved. We self-sabotage. And we do it out of a learned understanding, right? Our environment probably did the same thing. And it's something I just want to really express and have you guys take it to heart and then think about it. Like, why am I not applying more to this? You guys are all here. You want this. You're showing up for it. So let's show up for the rest of the stuff. Let's figure out, you know what? I do deserve it. Here's the goals I want to get done. I need to make this stuff and knock it out of the way. I need to say no to these things so I can say yes to these things. Because again, we only have 24 hours in the day. You can't do it all. You can't be in two places at once, nor can you put, focus on two things at once. But you can balance it all out. You can prioritize it all out. You can say no to these things so you can say yes to this so that you can say yes to even more things later that are more important to you if you build it that way. All right. I'm sure I'll revisit taste again. This is my update here, but I got to tell you guys, find a reason to make your dreams happen, right? A dream and intent, basically the same thing. You got to make it a goal, give it a deadline, apply the resources and action items to go make it happen. One of those action items and the resource is your time and your attention to it. That's something you control, right? You control your time. And for those that are like working, a job and you got your commute time, you got your job time, you got your commute time home, that extra time is valuable time, right? That's the time with the family and everything else. Well, do I want more time with the family and what sacrifice do I need to make so that I can replace the job if that's what you want? Now, I know there's some people like, hey, I love my job. I just don't make enough. I need to make stuff on the side. Well, you got to prioritize the same way, get things going. Then you can have your cake and you can eat it too. It's so important to understand the fundamentals of doing all this. And this is one of the most important things I could teach anybody is how to manage your time and priorities and then go apply it to what we have for you. But remember, we've knocked out all the big hurdles. It's all done here. No one here has to go get 20 grand for marketing. No one here has got to find a way I need 10 grand a month for the next 6 months. No one here has that problem. Kenny and I took that on for everybody. We have teams here that are exercising tens of thousands of dollars in marketing every week. Tanny and I are so happy to be able to fund that for you guys. And we're moving products and services, guys. We're doing what we say. I'm gonna end that, and I'm gonna stop my recording here because I got that part. I got an update to give everybody, and I was gonna do it in the instructor call, so you guys all get it right now, and then we're gonna kick over. July 1st, that's today. Bella Vita has made some changes. Oh, and there's more coming, and they're all awesome. So you notice in the back, the ranks have changed. The star, all-star, rock star, superstar, V-star. It's no longer that terminology. We're in like sapphire, emerald, diamond, double diamond, triple diamond. We're in a universal language that the whole world understands, and that started July 1. That's because this is a mega global company. Just so you guys understand, as far as Bella Vita, the North America, which is what we focus on the most, we're not even the top 20 countries right now. Asia is just huge. Okay. Now we'll dominate, we'll grow, we'll get there. We have stuff going on, but we are in a global company by every angle, and that's amazing for us. And it comes with a lot of perks. I also got to say, you guys, we're like a month or two away from a lot of our leadership, people that have been here for years, reaching 5 years in Bella Vita. 5 years is retirement, which means no more annual fees. It means no more quotas of what we got to buy on product because we are grandfathered. We're in a retirement zone. And here's and all of us are still going to buy product because we all love the products that are here. But it's like I mean, we're actually seeing this happen. We've never seen another company in the industry do all that, and that means you guys you're just in. And we just get to go. You don't have to worry about when you order the product. You just order as you need it. Everything is great, but also our overheads just get drastically reduced, right? So everybody that's been here for that 5 years, their overhead literally drops from like 180 a month to the minimum overhead of 80. It's just incredible what happens, right? So call it $100 a month because I mean everything gets better the longer people stick around here. So I mean even that is just an impressive thing. Like people get in, they get learning, they get going, and I want to cover something, and I want to speak to people that have been here for a long time and the people that are here new. The way we do things now, people can get going so much faster. They can make money so much faster because the learning curve to succeeding has been stepped up. But also, we get people doing assisted V marketing before they fully have to do all the V marketing stuff, and they can grow into it by making money with the teams. Biggest change we've ever made. Change, and it speeds up the time of success. And when you speed up the time of success for your students, it speeds up the time of success for their students and their students. The compound effect of that is humongous. So here's what I'm going to leave with, and we'll go to the millionaire course. Get going, go through the struggles of learning it, work with your teams. Take advantage of what we have here. Get your PBS build, get your Google AdSense going, but get that assisted V marketing going like your life depends on it. Look at your dreams, make sure you want them bad enough. And if you don't want your dreams bad enough, go find some bigger dreams. What would you do if you had no issue with time and money? You guys, the world's a gorgeous place. And many of you haven't seen all these beautiful places. Why not? You deserve it. You literally can get on a flight and get anywhere around the world, have great places to stay, great food to eat. It just takes time and money, right? So create that time freedom, create that financial freedom, and go get it done. Find out what's in your way taste-wise and overcome it. It's okay to voice this out. And I'm going to put this out to all the instructors. So MSIs, PSIs, GSIs, especially. It's okay to have, we do these study halls. It's okay to have a study hall every now and then. People like, hey, let's talk about our taste issues. Guess what? We're all in the same similar boat. We all have similar backgrounds and stuff coming up there. You're not the only one that's feeling like you don't deserve that money. And when you open up and talk about it, it helps. I promise you, I've had this taste talk with every leader here. We've broken things down over years. There's a reason. It's got to be done. It's literally a weight. It's like a big, heavy backpack you've been carrying and didn't realize you could take it off. That's really what it is. It's a weight on your success that you didn't realize you could get rid of. And it's all because you just have the understanding to say, hey, I do deserve this. And it doesn't matter where my family came from. I get it. If it's going to be, it's up to me. And I can change this now. I can make it better for my generations going forward because I have the right vehicle to do so. I just need to exercise it and jump in and go. That is what it comes down to. All right. Love you guys. Millionaire course, we'll go there in like right now. And I'll see you guys on the other trainings. Thursday training will be amazing. Remember, Wednesday trainings on brain food, we got some adaptations. We're not doing anything until August 6th on Wednesdays. All right? Because we're in the summer, we're revamping things. There's a whole new system being built for our courses. Cool stuff. Thursday night, though, you guys, we got the training. I know Stacy's been doing a lot of those. We're keeping up on the stuff from Saturday. We rolled out a huge thing to make the V marketing make us even more money. And we'll be covering that in Stride. Saturday is a PBS cleanup day, 11 Eastern till 5. You guys are going to see me just going through all the cobwebs of Rory3.com. I got all sorts of projects to be going on. But the thing about it is you'll learn from it. And you'll have a reason to, knock out some pages, get some things done. And we'll go from there. All right. All right. See you guys in Millionaire Course. We'll talk about this some more. It's a constant thing, and it takes a while to sink in sometimes. And I know some of you might be going, man, Jonathan Thompson, you need to message me. We got to catch up. I see you in there. Love seeing you on there. You guys, we have the world right here. It's ours. We just got to go pick it up.